Illinois is taking the Trump administration to court after the president sent hundreds of National Guard troops into the state against the governor's will. Troops from Texas are already headed to Chicago. The governor calls it an invasion. The White House calls it law and order. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is covering the key question. Can a president send another state's troops into Illinois against its will? He's live in downtown St. Louis. Mark.
Yeah, and that's the big question a federal judge is weighing right now, and we're already seeing this high-stakes legal battle play out beyond the borders of Illinois. For example, in Oregon, where a judge there has already restrained the president's impulses on this matter, and here in Missouri, where National Guard troops have been deployed to the southern border or into city streets. Local police officers are paying careful attention and now calling on their colleagues and elected officials to speak out.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker accuses President Trump of following a deliberate playbook.
This escalation of violence is targeted and intentional and premeditated.
At a Monday afternoon press conference in Chicago, Pritzker said Trump wants to cause chaos, create fear, and call it order, all to build a pretext for invoking the Insurrection Act and sending troops to Illinois. Trump says the troops are needed to fight crime and protect ICE agents.
Because there's no way somebody can say that things are wonderful in Chicago. We're going to straighten it out. And I think that Pritzker, he's not a stupid person. I think that Pritzker's afraid for his life.
Without my permission and against my vigorous objections, the president has federalized 300 Illinois National Guard military troops and hundreds of National Guard members from Texas, and he has ordered them to activate for duty in Illinois.
A federal judge in Oregon has already blocked a similar move there, ruling there was no rebellion and no danger of insurrection. But as those rulings ripple east, Trump administration attorneys admit troop transports may already be on the road from Texas to Illinois under federal command.
Since the beginning of this invasion, families have been snatched up off the streets or removed from their homes, zip-tied and detained for hours, including especially U.S. citizens and legal residents of our state.
The stunning showdown sparked a rare rebuke within the ranks of law enforcement, police confronting their own president. The Ethical Society of Police, a St. Louis group known for challenging injustice behind the badge, says silence in the face of this abuse is complicity. We must, in fact, cross the thin blue line when adherence to constitutional values is at stake. Their list of demands include calls for an investigation, transparency, and the courage of every officer and agency to choose the Constitution over convenience and the law over loyalty, writing, either police remains tethered to the rule of law or it descends into arbitrary force. We choose the former.
And a federal judge this afternoon said she was very troubled by Justice Department lawyers who couldn't explain exactly where National Guard troops would be deployed or exactly what they would be doing. She urged the federal government to hold off and wait until Thursday, though she didn't issue an emergency restraining order yet. She's urging them to wait until she can hear those oral arguments. Meanwhile, the Justice Department confirmed that Texas troops could already be boarding a plane bound for Chicago, even as the courts weigh whether or not a president has the power to order another state's soldiers into Illinois. Live downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.